I still think that these pills are the real power, and I challenge anyone to tell me otherwise. Mic drop. What's up, guys and film fanatics? Welcome back to Juice Talkies. If you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing with your life? If you happen to be new to this channel, hit that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell so you guys know when I upload more videos. I review movies, occasionally TV shows, so if that is your cup of tea and you enjoy movies and reviews, you, Mr. and ma'am, are in the right place and become a part of the communities. Put in box. Yeah. I will even reserve you a seat at dinner each night. I just hope you love spaghetti. Like a lot of spaghetti. And before I get started in today's review, I have to give a tremendous big shout out to my buddies over at Screen Kings. They were kind enough to invite me over to their channel last week to review Work It on Netflix. And it was a good time. Like, we had a really good time and it was an awesome experience. So stop what you're doing. Head over there to their channel. I will link their channel in the description below, as well as the video that we reviewed, and subscribe to them because these guys are amazing. They're not only reviewing movies, but TV series and video games too. Like, I don't even see how they do it. They must be doing all this in a hyperbolic time chamber from Dragon Ball Z. Like, where like months have passed inside the chamber and in real time, maybe just 5 minutes. That's the only explanation I have. But these guys are awesome. Please show them some love and subscribe to their channel because these guys are doing some of the most insightful and intelligent conversations and reviews. So please check them out. So today we are reviewing Project Power starring Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I have to slow down when I say his name because I always say his name wrong. I'm always calling him Jason. It's just so easy for me to confuse. So, Joseph. And man, when was the last time you saw him? I think the last movie I saw Joseph in was that, I don't even remember. But anyway. And then you have Dominique Fisher, which I am not really familiar with. I haven't seen her in anything else aside from this movie. She's playing a character named Robin, who is on the streets. She's selling power, trying to make money so that she can take care of her mother who has diabetes. So Project Power is about a drug or supplement that's being sold on the streets that gives you 5 minutes of some random superpower. You've got 5 minutes to use whatever that pill is gonna help make you do. It's completely random, which is the biggest and most intriguing thing about this movie. And then you have Jamie Foxx, who is an ex-Marine or ex-soldier who's playing a character named Art, who is in search for his daughter, and he's following a bunch of breadcrumb trails in hopes that this power pill will lead to the whereabouts of his daughter. And then you have Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, who's playing an officer for the NOPD who is trying to put a stop to criminals using power, all while using power himself to kind of level the playing field. So I actually enjoyed the movie. Like, I thought it was entertaining, and in a day and age when we are just so saturated with superhero films, it feels good to see a fresh take on the genre, and this one kind of does that. It's very, I like the premise, I like the concept, and if you've seen Limitless, like, just imagine Limitless with a pinch of X-Men. Also, this movie could have gone the cliched route where superheroes become superheroes because of some accident or incident, or, you know, it just happens to be that mankind has evolved into them having abilities like X-Men. This movie doesn't do any of those things. This movie has its own take on the origin of superhuman abilities by just a pill. And the fact that you didn't know what power you were gonna get when you first took the pill was scary. Like, I can only imagine if I took that pill thinking of what power I'd get. All right, okay. All right, let's see what this thing can do. Just please do not turn me into a donut. Or make me start doing TikTok dance videos. Or make me know how to knit. It's only 5 minutes. It's not even that much time. It's not even permanent. It's temporary, just a few minutes. Whoa. All right, moment of truth. It's now or never. Wonder when this starts hitting. Oh my God, I feel it! Whoa! Feels amazing. Okay, almighty, get off of my leg. Am I just smarter?
What the f? Oh boy. Oh, Armani, you stay right there. Good boy, stay. You do not want to eat me, okay? Don't you dare. I will go through all these pills until I find one that makes me a giant, and then I'll squash you. Stop it. Sit.
Also, I thought the cinematography and lighting was fantastic in this movie. Like, they managed to keep this real consistent color tone and palette of orange and gold and greenish blue colors throughout the entire movie, and it just really lent itself to the style and visual look of the movie. And I also really like the music. Like, I am a huge fan of synthwave instrumental music, and I felt like the music was just perfectly fitting for the tone of the movie, because this movie is very dark. It's very dark. It kind of gears towards the grounded superhero realistic route, and I feel like the music just kind of matched that. I thought the cast was great. I thought the chemistry between the main characters and main leads were pretty good. But I do have some other complaints about the movie overall, so let's talk about those. So getting into some of the things that I had issues with in this movie, and one of those being is that the stakes don't seem to have the same kind of weight that you would expect from a superhero movie like this. And I'll use two examples, the Avengers films and X-Men. In the Avengers, you had Thanos, who was trying to wipe half of mankind in the universe away. So you really got a feel for the stakes, and you got a real sense of the threat. You had a really good villain. And the same thing with the X-Men movies, where you had this huge political push to get rid of mutants or contain them, but you did get to see how this world responded to mutants, because the X-Men movies dive deep into these political and social issues and kind of how the mutants fit into this world and the global response to these mutants. And you got to see both perspectives. And that's what made those movies interesting. But you don't really get that in Project Power. Like, you don't really get a sense of how this power pill fits in the grand scheme of ordinary life and people. And you don't really get that perspective outside of the people taking the pills. And it really makes this movie's world and ideas kind of limited. And you would think that with the idea of having a pill that was gonna give you superhuman abilities, you'd have people abusing them. Especially with that much power and potential, you would expect entire cities to be flattened, and that's what makes it kind of feel a little bit restrained. It never feels big scale. And I was kind of really disappointed with how this movie ended in wrap, because of a movie like this with so much cinematic style and flair, you would think you'd have a more unconventional and more interesting villain, but we didn't get that. Instead, we got a villain that was super paper thin and forgettable, that was followed by a couple of thugs and henchmen, and that was it. You would think that a concept and the idea of a pill that would give you superpowers would have a lot more people involved, like different divisions and organizations of the government, like having all eyes on this, but you didn't. And I just ended up with a lot more questions than answers. There has to be more. I don't know, and maybe it's just the way it is in this movie because it's just due to budget. And who knows, maybe there'll be a sequel, because I mean, there is one loose end that they didn't tie up in one scene For spoiler reasons, I will not go over it, but I can kind of see where they can bring that back into a sequel. So overall, I think this movie is enjoyable. I think it's entertaining enough for you to sit through and just have a good time with it. But you're gonna ask questions later on. Some things just aren't gonna add up or have the kind of impact that you want it to with this kind of concept. And I mean, for most people that might be okay, but I'm hoping that if they do a sequel, we get a lot more, because you can't have a movie that's just so high concept with a pill that gives you superpowers for 5 minutes and all there is just a couple of baddies and, you know, an organization that's just trying to sell them, trying to find a buyer, and that's it. And here's hoping that a sequel can kind of give us a deeper backstory and origin to the pill. So with all that said and done, I think I'm gonna give Project Power Scramble Juice. So what did you guys think? What did you guys think of Project Power if you saw the movie? Please let me know down in the comments below. And my movie question of the week, if you could have one superpower, what would that superpower be? Me, if I had a choice, I would probably choose flying, because in that way I could travel around the world, don't have to worry about paying expensive flights, and I could just go in an instant anywhere in the world. And then plus I always dream of flying anyway, so it just, I don't know, it makes sense. It's probably my destiny. So let me know that down below, and I hope you guys are doing well, and I will check you guys out in the next review. Remember to always keep it groovy.